Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to What's Crappin', the podcast for all that crap we love to talk about. Neil Brobs, guys. It's the channel. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hello, Benoons.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. Welcome to Real Housewives of Miami Day, everybody. It's been a busy week over here after break. Super fun week. Salt Lake City, epic. Beverly Hills, kind of depressing. Still good recap. This one, girls trip ends. Southern Charm. A lot going on. Join us. Thank you so much for being here. Anything you want to get off your mind today, Ben? Start this off. Any lies about your apartment that you want to, your house that you want to?
Here's what I have to get off my mind. One thing I was not expecting this season was the return of would-be Food Network star Anna Quinones. I'm like Nicole. I don't know how to actually say her last name. I was not expecting Anna. Anna dug up from the past and to cause so much controversy. So never underestimate this show for its ability to shock and surprise us.
Yeah, and you know, like you mentioned, we actually watched Anna. We did not last see her on Miami. We watched her on the Food Network.
Yes,
and she was kind of evil. She was kind of an asshole on that show.
She was
not
terrible
really a
on
huge
it.
shock. I don't remember her being that exciting on Miami, to be honest. But she came to the reunion super pissy, and like she was coming for Leah Black. And I think the rumor was that Marsold had told her that Leah Black was going to be coming for her at the reunion because they hated Leah Black. And so Anna came in with all this, oh, really? And look at all this stuff I know about your husband. And you made all your money you got all your money by being on your back. And it was her that said that to Leah, right? I mean, and Leah was like, on my back.
Tear it down. I cannot do Leah Black today.
Tear it down.
Anna's first season, I thought she was pretty good. I mean, she famously squared off against Thomas Kramer in his house, which then gave us one of our beloved quotes of season 2 of Miami, like, sit down, shut up, or leave. She was like pretty good season 2, but then season 3, she was like just pretty like nasty and unpleasant. And then on Food Network, she was downright terrible. Like, I don't know how she even got on that show. She was not very good. She really fumbled at all the challenges, but she's back. And so we did not recap the previous episode because it happened during while we were away on break. But the big takeaway from the last one was that Lisa Hochstein drove a Honda, and that's really all you need to know.
She drove a Honda because the girls told her, listen, you need to be more self-sufficient off of from Lenny's money. And listen, if you drive a Toyota Corolla, that's fine. You know, and she's like, what? And actually, we did recap that episode where they were telling her that. And that was at the smell mansion, whatever, the Aroma 360 mansion. And I remember saying, oh my God, Lisa really took that well. I mean, she could have really had a housewives moment and been like, fuck you. But then she got worked up about it. And she did have her housewives moment, got pissed off about it. And not only did that, but got really offensive to anybody who doesn't drive a Bentley.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
because what actually happened was that she picked up Larsa. So part of it also was that Larsa had to ride in a Honda. It was actually hilarious. So she basically took her housekeeper's Honda. She's like, yeah, it's my housekeeper's. Like, she's like, ew, disgusting. Look, they want to see me in a Honda, then fine. They will see me in this miserable poor person's car when meanwhile, millions of people drive Hondas. So she picks up Larsa to go to this Mother's Day event that Nicole decides to throw, which is where we're going to come into in this episode. And Larsa's like, what is this like? What are you doing to me like? Why do I have to drive in this like?
And Lisa she just makes it so, I got this from my housekeeper. Hi, poor people, I'm poor. Look, I'm poor. It's like, oh God, Lisa. It's like the jokes, but you're just so close to being poor. Like, please just stop. You're making this awkward. You know, I want to root for you, Lisa.
Yeah.
So, before we even get into that, one very important thing happened. So this show comes on after Beverly Hills, and I hadn't watched Beverly Hills, and so it was showing me the very tail end of like the coming next week on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and it was Anne Marie going, but small esophagus is not the reason. I love this channel. Bravo's really been giving it to us all week.
Anne Marie really pushing her small esophagus storyline there, challenging the lies and the what we think we know about small esophaguses.
Yeah. Okay, so previously, Nicole's like, Mother's Day last year was not ideal for Lisa, so we should redo it this year. And then the car drama, and then the, Lisa finally getting mad and going, these ladies, what they could do, FAFO. Let's fuck around and find out.
Fuck and find out.
Fuck around and find out.
And also, importantly, Adriana, well, actually, something we learned is that Alexia has to leave her apartment. Maybe we already talked about that, but she has to leave her apartment because they've been renting and the owner decided to sell. And so they have to be out in like 15 days. And so Adriana tells Julia, like, oh, well, a little birdie told me that it was actually because they're having financial problems because Todd's in the, he lends, he's in real estate and he's lending and the interest rates are so high. And the little birdie is Anna. And what a coincidence. Anna's been invited to the Mother's Day party. And it was actually Adriana who invited her.
Well, shocker. And Adriana is so not slick about it, which I freaking love. So they go to this Mother's Day party, and Alexia sees the place settings, and one says Anna. And she's like, who is this? Who's this Anna? And Nicole's like, Anna Quinzones, what's her name? I'm like, okay, Nicole. Nicole's playing stupid. Let's see how long this lasts. And of course, we know how long it lasts because immediately Alexa's like, this is dirty. It's just like, this is dirty of you.
This
Fuck
is
you,
setup.
Nicole.
He's like, this is a setup. This is a setup. And I was like, it's not a setup. It's not a setup. And Alexa's like, no, it is. And I'm like very disappointed in you. Oh, well, I'm very disappointed. And Marsold goes, guess what? I'm leaving. I'm not sitting across from some bruja tuta loca. Now, I'm getting a little sick of Marsold doing this. Marsold is actually... Marsold, at the beginning of the season, I was actually really enjoying Marsold, but Marsold is doing this too much of like, she won't sit with this person. She won't talk to this person. She won't be there if that person's there. I'm a little over it. You're a friend of, and you don't get to call these shots.
Yeah, and it makes the other person grovel because she's still on the show and she is the best friend of a cast member. So if they're not going to shoot with her, they don't get to go to the parties, is what she's trying to pull. And Anna, I'm surprised how it turned out, kind of, but we'll get to that. So she's like, I'm not going to stay here. I am leaving. And Alexi's like, yeah, you know what? Thank you so much for the jacket, but I don't have to stay for this. And she's given them all these like little jean jackets that say Mamacita something. It's like Mother's Day. And I love that Alexia actually took the jacket.
And Marsold,
way to fight
too.
The poor rumors. She's like, I will not stay here, but I will take this jacket.
They're like, I will take all the free stuff and we are going to leave with it. They both took the jackets and walked off to the elevator. I was like, amazing. I love that. So then at the elevators, Alexia's like, well, like when I have to stand up for you, I do stand up for you, Marsold. So like that's Alexia putting in her deposit in the friend bank. She's like, just so you know, I'm putting cash into the account.
Yeah. I stood up for you too against this person that I also hate. So then Nicole's like, wait, can someone explain what's happening? This is so crazy, which I'm not buying. Sorry. I like Nicole, but in general, just not buying this. And so Kiki's like, yeah, I don't know Anna, but even I've seen things. And then we see a clip of Anna and her daughter, Beba, on the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. And it starts with Beba going, Marsold can suck a dick.
Now, which is funny. And then Anna's like, I mean, I do think at the core she is not a good person. And like her tongue is so far up Alexia's ass. Like we don't know where one starts and the other one ends. I understand Anna maybe having a beef, but why is Beba so worked up? Why is Beba going on to a Bravo podcast? I mean, she was barely on the show when she was on it. And like now she's coming in like doing a proxy feud.
Yeah, we should know this as people who Marisol says that Anna wishes her dead. No, that is from this. I Googled, what did Marisol say about Beba?
Oh, did Marcel say something about Beba?
Yes, I feel like this is a whole big fight that's happened. I feel like this whole big fight that we should know about, but I don't remember.
Maybe it was like part of like the season 3, like maybe something like your daughter doesn't like work or something. Like I can imagine Marisol saying, "Well, what about your daughter? She doesn't even go to law school," and now Beba's like, "I will show her for the rest of my life."
Yeah, I don't really remember, but she's pissed. Okay, Beba does not like Marisol. So Nicole's like, the truth is, I wasn't around for 10 years ago. Like, I don't listen to podcasts. I'm sorry, but I don't have time to listen to something 45 minutes of my day. Oh, fuck off.
First of all, our podcasts are 4 hours long, so don't even reduce us down to that.
I mean, first of all, thank God, because no one wants you to listen to this, and not to make it about me, but just as an industry-wide fuck you. How about that? Here's an industry-wide fuck you. And plenty of people who work in the medical industry do listen to podcasts. How dare you, Nicole? You have turned me. This is dirty, sucio, bruja.
Yeah, last time I checked, Betsy MD was not Betsy non-MD. Ha! Shout out to one of our Patreon premium sponsors, Super Premium.
Yes, that's that. So, let's see here.
How dare she save lives? How dare she saves lives instead of listening to one of our podcasts?
Oh, whatever. Like, I just don't like people who are like, oh my God, only losers. It's, you know who else makes me, people who say like, I don't even own a TV. Oh, fuck off. Like, congratulations. Like, here's your Nobel Peace Prize. You're so much smarter than everybody else. Oh.
I have a friend who says that, but every time she says it, it's great. I love it. Because she's like, oh, I mean, I don't even have a TV. I'm always like, yes.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
People like that make me crazy. Yes, I do. But I'll say it to their face. You make me crazy. I don't like it. I think it's elitist. Okay? Get a TV.
And she'd be like, yes.
I'm only acting elitist because I'm better than you. In my bad. My blueberries.
So, meanwhile, Julia is running outside and Alexia is... Julia's running outside? What?
Julia runs out to Alexia's car because they're leaving.
I was imagining Julia running. I was like, wait, not in this scene.
No, right. She's like, look at us. We are still friends. Are you leaving? And she's like, no, Julia, this is ugly, Julia. No. And she's like, oh, I guess I probably know why Anna is coming. And then we see the clip of Adriana telling her last week in the car, a little bird told me they're having financial issues. Todd's business isn't doing well. So we get that whole thing. And she's like, and I know you're not going to repeat this, right, Julia? And she's like, no, of course not.
Well, Julia, it was a setup. Like, for whatever reason, you know, like Nicole, because she's like vindictive towards you, like Marsold, and like it's not even towards me. I'm here now because Marsold's my friend, and like I haven't had to stick up for her until today, So like, note, I just want everyone to know I'm sticking up for Marsold. I'm getting into my Ferrari to go to a club. I'm like, you just don't want to go to this brunch. Because if Alexia wanted to be at this brunch, Alexia saw the menu, saw what was being served, and she's like, I don't want to eat this. Because otherwise she would stay and make Marsold stay.
I think they know that they're about to get called on some bullshit, and that's why they're running away. Because, I don't know, we'll call you on your bullshit. Like, she does not care. She's not afraid of you, you know?
Yeah.
So, and Nicole's like, how am I supposed to know that someone called someone a dead whatever 10 years ago? I wasn't there. And I love that was a thing. Marisol's like, I won't hang out with somebody. She said she wishes I was dead, which is so the Marisol way to take it. Like, she's actually threatened my life.
No, she says that she thinks you already have the presence of someone who already is dead. A corpse. So Kiki's like, I mean, they're not seeing it that way. So then Gertie and Russell's sister Jill are driving to brunch, and Gertie's brought Jill because Jill has like 6 kids, and so she's like a mom who needs to be celebrated. And so they arrive, and they arrive at ballet while Alexia is still fighting about, like, she's still going off about Anna, saying like, well, it's a setup. Oh, well, no, it's only a setup. So Gertie's like, what's happening over here? What are you guys fighting about over here?
And so then Lisa pulls up in her little Honda Fit. She's like, should we honk? Let's see their reaction. Poor people coming through.
They are so like angry about Anna, but despite how angry they are, they all stop and they're like, what is this car? Is there a Honda? What?
They just start cracking up. And the producer asks Gertie, like, what's your reaction to this car? And she's like, well, I guess she's trying to make a point, but it's failed badly. Because people do what they can do to support their family, and to make fun of someone driving a fit is saying a lot.
Exactly. It actually is. So
it is. I know it's a good point.
It is. And so Gertie's like, girls, why is she leaving? Why is Alexia leaving? And Lars is like, you're leaving, like? And Marsold's like, she's like, well, there's a surprise guest today, and I'm not going to sit with that person. She said that she wishes she could slice my head off my body and turn into a bowling ball and send it down an alley and hope she doesn't even hit a pin with it because she hates it that much. She just wants to send it into the gutter. That's what she said, her words verbatim.
Yeah, ask Nicole. Alexia, I want to leave. No. Go on. And so they leave, and Lars is like, oh my God, let's go find out what happened. She goes, no, Lars, no. So Alexia's like, okay, you know what? If they leave, then we can come back. Okay? So we're going to leave, but then if they leave, we'll come back to later. So call us later. Maybe there's going to be more jackets. If there's something else, if there's another present, call me.
Alexia states her plans the way I stated my plans when I was like 6 years old, and I was like playing with friends in the backyard, and we were pretending we were like invading a castle or something. Okay, you go to that tree, and I'm gonna attack the guard over here. Like, that's the way she talks. She's like, okay, we're gonna go to a club, but we'll come back if they leave. Okay, start.
So I'm looking up the Spanish word for blink. She's like, Papardeo, parpadeo, 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 parpadeo.
I don't know. I enjoy
Blink,
Alexia
blink,
so
blink,
thoroughly.
blink.
I just so enjoy her. I may not always agree with her, and there are times where I'm like, you're kind of dumb, but like the conviction that she says every single thing with is just so amusing to me. Even later
she
on,
doesn't care that she's wrong. That's why she's so hilarious. Like, she really is wrong. And this whole season, she's like, I'm a good person now. Look, like, all that stuff that happened to me last year is because I was stressed out. But like now, like, I'm a good person. And she just can't help herself. It's like the minute she gets the chance, she goes so down and dirty.
Right. But then the way she'll just like point and be like, this is a setup. This is a setup. Take a guess at what you think was my favorite moment in this entire episode.
I don't know.
Okay. When it comes, I will say it. But it was like, I rewound it and watched it like 5 times in a row. I think I even recorded it because it made me so happy. I just was like, anyway.
Did she say, oh, well, you know?
Oh, well, you know, Peter.
Oh, well, you know, Peter.
No, she didn't. So anyway, they drive off. And then Larsa's like, they're walking in and Larsa's like, I wasn't. I'm sorry, everyone. My voice is still so jacked up. But Larsa's like, I wasn't ready to slap a hoe.com. But I'm not even going to say it. Get it?
Fucking Larsa. Like, who invited her? Like, I'm like not ready to like slap a hoe.com like, but like I will. Good one, Larsa. So she's like, I mean, like, who is this person? Like, are they violent? Like, I don't even know who they are. Nicole and Lars are pretending they haven't watched every episode of this show. It's so silly to me. Well, you don't think they watch this show?
Yeah, but to be fair, the issue with Marsold and Anna came from the podcast, or from what we can tell as it's being presented to us. So, like, I think it's fair that, like, Nicole may know exactly who Anna is, but may not be aware that there's a feud brewing because of, you know, Anna went on to a podcast. And, like, Nicole would have to know that Anna went on the podcast and would have to know that Marsold heard what was said on the podcast and Marsold's upset about it.
No, Nicole's talked to Anna because she said, and they show it in this. They show it in this episode, the flashback to the reunion, where she tells Andy says, "Has anybody heard from Anna?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I've talked to Anna. You know, she's reached out to me, and so has Leah Black." And of course, what are you going to just see Anna at a party because your husband knows her, and you guys aren't going to talk every little detail about Real Housewives?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm sure Anna definitely expressed that she does not like Marsold.
At the very least, yeah. I mean, listen, we're not housewives. When we talk to them, have you ever met a housewife that's not like, oh, and here's all the shit that I want to talk about these other housewives?
Yeah, they do it
literally
every single time. They talk so much shit about each other.
Yeah, that's the point, you know.
But
love it.
But we do not breach confidentiality clauses. So Anna. yet.
Dun, dun, dun. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial. I always like to begin the year by clearing out my closet, but this year I'm also upgrading it with pieces that will last beyond the season from Quince.
Quince creates timeless essentials that never go out of style. You'll have them in your closet forever.
Quince has all the must-haves like 100% Mongolian cashmere crew neck sweaters from $59, 100% leather jackets, and fitted pants.
And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. I love that.
I got a beautiful wool jacket from there. I look so handsome. Like everywhere I go, people are like, "Oh my God, you're so hot." And I'm like, Quince. Thanks, Quince.
Yeah, I have a really cool overshirt, and I also got a really chic bracelet. And honestly, I felt very stylish, which is a rare thing for me.
Upgrade your closet with Quince. Go to quince.com/crappens for free shipping and 365-day returns on your order. That's QUINCE.com/crappens to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/crappens.
So now Anna and Adriana are writing together, and Adriana's like, "Oh, well, it's so good to see you after all this time," which is like just shows how fake this entire thing, not fake, but like this gesture of friendship is so fake because they have literally not seen each other in 10 years. But now Adriana can weaponize Anna against Alexia, so she's brought her to this brunch.
Yeah, totally. She's like, well, the reason I brought her is because of the hypocrisy of Alexia questioning Lisa's financials. So she's coming armed with Anna. So then Lisa's back at the party. She's like, I'm not sitting with that person. I haven't spoken to her in 10 years. She has said heinous and heinous. Is it heinous?
Heinous port. Hannity and Combs.
Onions. They're like heinous. She goes, yeah, darn it, damn.
Yeah, she said heinous stuff about me. So then we see back to the podcast, and the host is like, "So what do you think of all this that Lisa's going through?" And Anna's like, "Oh well, he meets this Canadian girl in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas pool, and he's probably thinking like, hey, that's to eat here, not to go. Am I right?" He married her.
No, she said he meets this Canadian girl at a Vegas pool and marries her. And they're probably thinking, no, you don't marry her. That's to eat here, not to go. Like, oh my God. Like, you don't take home the Canadian girl in the Vegas pool.
Like
and so she's laughing. Like,
yeah.
She really is an asshole.
Yeah, she is.
So Lisa's like, she's just here to stir up trouble, and I'm not here for it. Well, come on, I'm here for it. It's going to be good. It's going to be fucking good. So she says to Nicole, she's like, so you know her? And she goes, I mean, I know her, but like, because she's a client of Anthony's. And I think that sums up Anna pretty well. Because isn't Anthony kind of like an ambulance chaser? Suing
I think so.
Tons of insurance companies.
At least that's what we've been saying. So
that's what we've been reading on the internet. So on the internet,
on the World Wide Web,
the internet is worldwide, guys.
On the net, founded on the net.
Guys, congratulations to us. We're on the biggest network in the world, the internet.
I was on Netscape the other day, and I was like, wait a second. Here's a hyperlink. Let me follow it. And I found out about Anthony. Took me 5 minutes for the JPEG to load, but wow, watching those lines come through, fascinating. So she's a client of Anthony's, and Nicole's like, she's doing the thing where she's holding the invisible apple, like, guys, I don't even know the history. And Larsa's like, I don't know, either. And Nicole's like, yeah, I mean, Larsa's been around for over a decade, and if she doesn't know what's going on, then why the hell should I know what's going on? You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. And Gertie is like, this is sad that we're all talking about this. I'm having surgery tomorrow. And Julie goes, oh, you're a warrior. And Gertie's like, yes, you're right. Bigger, better, stronger. Trying to change the subject to something,
empowering.
Yes.
Uplifting.
And they're like, no, we're gonna drag this lady.
And
Okay.
they all stop for a moment to be nice. Like, you're going to be great. Everything's going to be wonderful. And Gertie's like, oh, by the way, let me introduce you to Jill. This is Russell's sister. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, you look so much like Russell. And they're like, yeah, you guys basically like twins. Like, it's obvious. It's like, you don't have to say it. It's obviously Russell's sister. And they do a side-by-side on the screen, which was, cute. But then on the caption, they go, Jill. And they go, manly Jill. I was like, can we, not... Can we leave poor Jill alone?
Ridiculous. So then Leah, let Jill be, for Christ's sake. So Lars is like, so right after Gertie says, so I'm having surgery tomorrow. Yeah, Gertie, did you know why we drove the car today? Because it was for you, XYZ. I just feel like it was for you. Really? The woman's going in to have cancer surgery tomorrow. Could we not try and start a fucking fight with her at the Mother's Day thing?
Not a Honda prop Larsa? Comedy joke. So Gertie is like, yeah, I saw the joke. And he's like, yeah, well, it wasn't really a joke. It's almost like you were delighted to see me and how I felt about being in that car. And Gertie's like, I'm kind of shocked. Gertie's saying that she's shocked the way Lisa took it, that Gertie is shocked that Lisa thought the way Gertie suggested getting the car, that Lisa took such offense to it. And Lisa's like, yeah, why that specific car? Why'd you say she got that specific car? She's like, well, it was a way to say, fuck the Phantom, I don't give a shit if I'm in a Corolla or anything, because, guess what? I'm leaving with my dignity, which you've already kind of lost, and, my safety, and, my own environment. That was it. That was it. I don't understand why you're, confused about this.
Well, what's Lisa's point here when she says, why that specific car? You're not in a Corolla anyway. You're in the wrong brand.
Yeah, you're not.
So I don't understand this fight. And she's like,
no. You were talking about my finances, which were none of your business.
And we see the clip of Gertie asking, is Jody supporting you? Because, you should be standing on your own and all this. And Lisa's like,
that is not dinner talk. And I've never gone around the table asking you what your net worth is or what your net worth is.
And Gertie's like, I didn't start that conversation. You did. You're the one who brings all your business to the table. You bring it to the table. Which, to be fair, the ladies did initiate this conversation about Lenny. This is maybe the one time that Lisa showed up to the table not talking about Lenny.
Thanks to Julia, just stumbling out the gate when they all gave Julia the baton, and they all act like they didn't. By the way, but they all said, Julia, why don't you start this because you can get through to her, and then Julia just totally flops, and then they're all kind of scrambling around trying to fix it, and they just all put their feet in their mouths, and so Lisa's like, yeah, I don't have to, I didn't have to invite anyone to the Roma 360 house. And Julia's like, can I just explain why I say what I say? And Lisa's like, can I just first tell you before you explain? You said, did you put your kids to bed that night? You should never question me as a mother, okay? I will decide when cheat day is, and you don't have anything to say about it.
And she's like, I never questioned you as a mother, which you did. You were questioning her as a mother, but you guys also weren't wrong, okay? This lady comes. First of all, it's a party to celebrate someone else recovering from cancer, finally. She's texting everybody during the party about how she just put her kids through this traumatic experience of calling the police on their dad, and then shows up at a party. I'm mostly on Lisa's side, but she's starting to lose me with shit like this. Now, would I love being called a bad mother? No, they didn't technically do that, but the insinuation is you're slipping. But I don't know. It's they're not terribly wrong either. I know how.
Why can't we question people as mothers?
Why can't we? We do all the time.
Literally, why can't we?
Social services.
I think it
literally is an organization.
I think that's the fear, is that people are, especially during divorces, people are very sensitive about children being taken away, yada yada yada.
And it's national TV where they're supposedly TV. Your friend, and they're kind of sticking up for your husband.
But
why? I get it. But
I think we can ask a question. I think maybe it's not nice to say you're a bad mother or you should do this or you should do that. But I think maybe having an inside the actor studio moment, but inside the mother studio moment where you say, so after you called the cops, and then you sent the kids to bed, were you concerned, even though the kids were in bed, that maybe they might wake up and be scared and concerned and you wouldn't be there to help assuage any fears because you decided to go to a party? I think you could ask that question.
Yeah, I mean, they asked
I
it in the
asked
most
it. I just
gentle
asked
way
it. You
possible.
know what? I asked it. I asked the question. Okay,
I did it.
I did. I
And
asked the
that's kind
question.
of what they did. I mean, Julia's like, well, did you? So your kids? So were they in bed when you came to the party? So she did fumble the ball, but I mean, I don't know.
Well,
So it's a fumbled ball. The
God
whole thing is a
bless.
fumbled ball.
Everyone will do their own thing in life, I guess. So listen,
So
I have
then
no children.
Larsa's like, Julia, just say you're sorry, says the woman who literally got mad at someone for telling her about their cancer. I can't with Larsa. Like, Larsa, quiet down over there, talking about just say you're sorry. When has Larsa said I'm sorry? She's like, I'm so sorry you tried to blame me for your cancer, like in front of like everyone, like.
I know. And so Lisa,
Don't put this on me. When she said I have cancer, she goes, don't put that on me. What did she say? It was something like, oh, hell no. You're not going to make me look stupid with your cancer. I mean, Larsa.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So then basically Julia's like, no, I wasn't questioning you as a mother. I just was asking a question. And they're like, okay. Everyone's basically like, Julia, you just have to stop. This is not gonna, you can't do this. She's like, but I'm not being malicious. I just want to know. And Gertie is like, pick your battles, Julia. Pick your battles.
No, because now on the other hand, Julia, all you need to say is I did not mean to question you about your children. I'm mortified. I'm so sorry it came across like that. That's it. She's like,
No, I will not say sorry.
Or she could say, by the way, we all were asking this question amongst ourselves, and the group elected me to be the one to ask the question. So now what do you want to say?
I mean, I kind of like that she had the guts just to be like,
Okay, yell at me. I'm not sorry.
Yeah, she really was like, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to say sorry. So then Lisa storms out, or she storms out shortly after. But actually, first Lisa has like a big moment, right? She's like, what? Why would you say that? You don't even know where your kid goes to school. Like you have three baby daddies. Okay, stop it.
oh, yikes.
Like,
okay,
okay.
well, you've just given up the high road. Because until this moment, okay, anybody could say, yeah,
that's
you
for
shouldn't talk
Bentley's
about
only.
other people's kids. But then when you go to that and you already know Alexia is still apologizing from last year, or for that from last year. So that was just stupid. But she gets away with that, like no one ever really brings that up again. And so she's like,
I'm done. I am done.
so she goes,
I never said that before, but now I said it.
So she walks off, and Kiki's like, oh my God, all you have to do is say you're wrong and you apologize, which I think you don't have to do that after someone just said that to you.
Well,
I
not
think
after
she's
someone
given up
said
the
that.
right to an apology.
Right. Everyone's just like, God, like apologize. So Nicole's like, well, the truth is that we all love Lisa, and we have an amazing poet here, because there's like one of these like instant poets like in the corner typing away with a little hat on. And she's like, well, we have an amazing poet here, and he's going to write nice poems about Lisa. So everyone give him 3 words. And so they all give words. We don't even hear the words they give, but they give him words. And Lisa comes back in, and they give Lisa the new poem that the poet wrote, the Biscayne poet wrote. And this is the poem. Lisa, in your superpowers of a boss mom, you are a guiding light, a kind-hearted soul, a resilient mamacita with a funny bone. Thank you for inspiring us. You're amazing.
You're fit. You don't have to drive one. If your smell's a hit, then it's like, wow, they really got Lisa.
Wow.
They
Well,
really got her.
someone give wow, I sense a new Nobel laureate, because that poem was so deep, so thoughtful with its use of word. Its wordplay was unparalleled.
Also he's using a typewriter and wearing like a little hat tilted. I can't. So, but you know what? Yay for being able to make a living, I guess, doing poetry. That's pretty good. But still, get out. So then they finally win Lisa over with this poem, and
It's the most beautiful thing I ever read in my life.
she's like crying. And then the car pulls up and legs come out. And everyone's telling her, and Julia's like,
We adore you, Lisa. We're on your side, Lisa. Listen, even your children, who might be awake to be traumatized by that poem, still, I'm sure they're on your side.
So then Adriana and Anna walk in. I forget if it was Anna or Anna, but they walk in, and Anna gives a gift to Nicole, and then she goes up to Lisa and goes, hi, I never talk to you, but I'm just like so rooting for you. And I feel horrible about what's happening to you.
And Lisa's like, really? She goes, yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Like when they take something out of its environment, like that Las Vegas pool, it must be very, very difficult for you.
You must be scared. You must be scared and trembling right now.
What is it like to walk around and not have to carry a tray with drinks on top of it? You okay?
Do you feel a little bit like you are Fievel in American Tail and you just want to be reunited with your family in your safe place?
So Lisa's like,
I'm so confused. I was ready for a fight, but now it's like she's nice to me. She's like almost nervous.
and so she's like, okay, well, I'm just going to break the ice. Marysol and Alexia will not be here because of your presence. And she goes, oh my God, and no idea why. Like last time we were in a room together, there was no problem. And we see a clip of Lisa being like,
oh, look at you, the Three Musketeers.
I'm like, that was 10 years, 2013. So, and Adriana's like, well, I have a question. Why did they run? Why did they run? And Anna's like, I never crossed a line with either one of them.
oh, okay. Anna's like, I have no idea. Why would anybody be mad at me? And Julia says,
Marysol said she was disturbed by the fact that you said you want her dead.
she's like, I didn't say I wanted her dead. My daughter calls her the rotten corpse, but I didn't say I wanted her dead.
There's nothing I can do about that. She's 30 years old, and if they legitimately have a problem with me, why not confront me? By the way, I just want to do a pull quote for my daughter. She's a rotten corpse, and she's dead on the inside, and she looks like she has maggots crawling around her body. That was my daughter, wasn't me. I just brought up that quote just for the fun of it.
Rotten corpse. That's what Aroma 360 said my smell was like. Rotting corpse.
So Anna's like, listen, there's nothing I can do. She's 30 years old. Like, if they have a problem with that, they should just call me about it. So Lisa walks off and she calls Alexia. She's like,
you gotta come here right now.
Yeah. And so, and then Larsa's like, Adriana, why don't you tell us why you were bringing her if you knew that there was going to be a problem? Adriana's like, well, because you're not the hostess, are you? And she's like, yeah, but I'm not saying I'm the hostess. Like, well, that's the answer. The answer is you're not the fucking hostess, so I don't have to tell you anything. So you're like, oh no, here we go.
So then outside, Lisa's just like, get over here. Marysol tells us she went on she's yelling through the phone, saying, she went on a podcast and said my husband is gay. I mean, what she wanted to make me cry.
She's like, so shut it down. Come on.
Lars and I are going to help you. She goes, all right, okay, girl. All right, Lisa. Thanks, Lisa. You know that they're literally like, well, I guess Anthony saw them. But I just could picture them under an awning, like 2 blocks down with a bottle of Tito's in their purse, like,
yep.
When do we go back?
Yeah, exactly. So then Kiki's like, Adriana, if you're someone and someone doesn't, and someone doesn't get along with you, and you wouldn't be happy for them to bring someone who doesn't get along with you. And Adriana's like, it doesn't matter. She's like, it does matter. Then leave. Okay, I will get up and fucking leave. You think I'm scared to leave? Bitch, please.
Kiki. I love when Kiki gets furious and she's like, I'm not afraid to leave. Watch me leave. And then she kind of leaves, but doesn't really leave.
Yeah. Because she storms out. She storms out. And Nicole is like, oh my God, like how many people are going to storm out of here today? And then we see a montage. It's been like already 5 people storming out of the party.
Storm out counter 4. Ding.
Oh, 4.
So it doesn't really matter. There's like a million of them. So Adriana's like, you weren't even there, Larsa. Okay, you were in LA for 10 years kissing Kardashian ass. So shut up. And she goes, oh yeah? And where were you like in the trash lake?
Where were you in the trash? Such a Larsa comeback.
Welcome to the internet to slapaho.com.
In the trash. And the Post just typing in the background. So now Alexia and Marysol pull up in the Ferrari. They're back. And then Lisa's accusing Anna of having an agenda. And Alexia, they get out of their car and they see Kiki coming down to the valet. And they're like, what are you doing here? He's like, it's not fair. I was just in there and they were going off like, oh, they left because they're hiding something. And Adriana is trifling for doing this. So Alexia's like, oh, well, I'm going to go up because nobody's going to take me out of a party except for me. When I go out because I'm defending Marysol because I was defending you so much. I defended you, just so you know. You saw I defended you,
Do they have
right?
more jackets there? So Marysol's like, we had a lot of cocktails. And then Bro was like, we're going back. No one's going to make us leave a party. So then we came back. And that's what we're doing here.
So now they all walk back in, with Kiki too. And Alexia's like, hi. Okay, like, I know you guys were missing us, so we had to come back. And, like, I know there's no party without us, you know, unlike Anna, who's without parties. She's, like, anti-party. She's, like, you know, what's the opposite of Party City? Like, quiet room suburb. That's what she is.
So Nicole's like, well, there's Anna. And Marisol is saying, I don't even know her. I haven't seen her in 10 years. And so Alexia's, oh, yeah, well, we were in the other place and we saw Anthony. And I was like, you know what? I'm like so upset because someone was going to be there that trashed the group. So I'm going to say that right now. And Anna's like, who did I trash exactly? Oh, so you haven't spoken badly? You haven't spoken badly about us? And she's like, no. What? Go ahead and tell me about what I said about each and every person here. Actually, you know what? Just start with one. Just go ahead. And Alexia's doing that thing where she's nodding and she's like pointing, but she has no idea what comes next. She's like,
yeah,
that was supposed to be the end. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed. What, you think you're better than us? What did you say? Did she say she's better than us?
How many lies have you spoken not very nice things about, you know, about how, like, you were so above us? How about that? How many times have you said that? Like, not very nice things. And Marcel's like, yeah, you hate me so much. You said you wish I was dead.
She's like, never said that. Okay, my daughter did say you were like a rotting corpse, but I didn't say I wish you were dead. She goes, he said my husband is gay. And then we see a clip of her saying, poor guy. Some people say he's gay. I have no idea, but that's not a real marriage.
Those are lies. Those are lies. Listen, when Steve and I sit back and watch a Judy Garland retrospective, there's no one happier than the two of us because we're in love in that moment. So Nicole's like, well, she's been here and she hasn't said anything bad about you guys. Not a single bad thing. I'm like, well, that's because Anna's been able to say like 3 words the entire time.
Yeah.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So Alexia's like, okay, then what is your purpose? And Anna says, well, I've been friends with Anthony for a long time, so naturally I'm at his wife's Mother's Day celebration. Like, what? Like, why wouldn't I be? And Alexia says, oh, really? Because she says she doesn't even know you. And now Nicole's like, wait a minute. I never said I didn't know her. Do not put words in my mouth. And Alexia's like, Marisol, back me up. Remember how I stood up for you? So she's like, oh my God, you said it's you're not your friend. You couldn't even remember her name. Remember, Nicole?
And 2 hours earlier, we see Nicole trying to say Quinones or I don't know how to say it. So Nicole's like, no, I'm just confused about her last name. It's just like I say Lisa Hochstein instead of like Hochstein or like whatever. And you see Lisa's face, and she's just like
raging. She's like, how dare you?
I feel like I should be mad. Do I make this about me right now? Is this my moment?
She was making this look like she was about to start sobbing and screaming, and then it just went away.
She's like, wait, how do I say my last name? Is it Hochstone? Janus?
So then Nicole's like, I never said I didn't know her, okay? Like, I acknowledged that I knew her in New York. So then we see the clip of her saying that Leah and Anna have reached out to her. So Nicole's like, listen, I don't know what happened 10 years ago, okay? But she's been nothing but nice to me. And if you stop your anger for 2 minutes, and she goes, oh, really? Well, your mother calls you mean. And that's why she's not here right now. So Spanish blink. And
Nicole's like, do not talk about my mom. This is going to get really nasty really quick unless you shut the fuck up. And
Alexia, your mom says you're mean. That's why she's not even here on Mother's Day.
Alexia's just throwing shit at the walls, and she realizes she hit with this one, so now she's gonna just like ride this one out.
Oh, so she's like, you're throwing digs at me? Well, I'm not gonna allow it, okay? Because if you're gonna scream, like, you can't scream louder than me because you're not that nice, Nicole. You're not that nice, Nicole, so stop. Now, I think in general, Alexia and Marisol are terrible, but I do agree with them on this. I think Nicole's big innocent act, like, what? I had no idea. Anna doesn't like people here? Crazy.
I think Nicole knows that Anna and Alexia and Marisol don't get along, but I don't think she really knows, like, about it's because of the podcast thing. I think she just knows that there's friction.
So Alexia is then now they're all over talking each other and yelling at each other, and so they start putting them in different shots up on the screen, and then it just becomes like a whole disco ball of everybody yelling and screaming at each other.
And Gertie
going around
leaves.
the
Gertie's
screen.
like, I have my surgery tomorrow. This is like, I need to call it a day. So she leaves with Jill. And then Anna's like, I've said everything I need to say. And then Anna leaves. I was like, okay, well.
She didn't.
She said literally nothing. So I think
Come
she
on,
kind of.
Anna. This was like a huge buildup to do nothing. Come
This
on,
is like
Anna.
your moment. You could have done something here. So she leaves. And then Alexis still just going off. And she's like, Nicole, you proved all this. Nicole, you proved all this. She's like, but she didn't come here to drop a fucking bomb. I didn't know about the bomb. And Adriana is like, by bringing her Anna, I intended to bring some clarity to some obscure issues. However, this became World War III, and that was not my intention. But it was kind of
And Kiki's like, oh my God, look, the poet is still doing his thing. And the poet's like, well, this party has gone to hell. Anna tried, and she has failed. Tick, 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 tick.
And of
Boo,
course,
Anna,
Larsa's like, I love you guys, but I miss my boyfriend. I gotta go.
Miss Marcus.
So then this show, because it's this show, goes from like hilarity, craziness, and ladies screaming and yelling and making us crack up to a very sad, touching scene of Gertie going into the hospital for cancer surgery.
Yeah, so this is basically, she checks in and everything, and then she wrestles with her, and she calls her mom, and it's just like having her dad pray for her, and then tells her mom, like, I love you, and her mom's like crying, saying, I love you back, and that makes Gertie sob, and then Russell's like, sort of just like reassuring her. It was like so sweet, and the nurse is also a cancer survivor, so she's giving her some support. It was actually a really beautiful, emotional scene. I was like, Russell's so
I know,
good.
it's so sad. So then we go to another sad thing. Larsa making Marcus eat small croissants. She's like,
I made you like baby croissants because, like, I know you like the bigger ones.
and he's like, that was
Thanks.
pretty good. Thanks so much for listening to this podcast of It's Us Eating Croissants on iHeartRadio.
Starring. Oh no, it's do it from the top because we have to alternate.
you do
Okay.
it though, like, okay.
All right. Well, I'll do Marcus because I can't do Larsa voice. Okay.
Okay, you like do it, like, okay, like, so we're gonna like start now. This
Okay.
is a podcast, like,
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for
yeah, thanks.
listening.
No, wait, you go. No, you
Thanks.
do it. You start
Okay.
it, but then I'll
This has
start
been
after you.
this has been Separation.
Croissants. I love croissants.
Anxiety.
But like I don't only eat the little ones because the big ones they're like big, like
And thanks everyone
commercial.
for
Commercial.
tuning.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I did it too early.
All right, from
We're
the top.
getting this
Thanks
wrong.
for
Okay,
tuning
this is
in.
tuning. Cancer.
My
Cancer
name
scene?
is.
Why did I read that? Just because that was the scene right before this. I'm sorry I said that. I meant croissants.
and my name is Marcus.
The other
and
C word.
That's my co-host.
Is this still on?
Babe, I'm not even sure.
I am sorry I read cancer when I have croissant. These scenes are too close to each other.
It's hard to go
You
from a
can't-
cancer to croissant. It's a
I
hard
know. It
transition.
goes from like this really touching scene to a total cartoon. And then back to a touching scene. And then back to a cartoon. Okay, so now we go to the ultimate cartoon. Lisa in her gigantic dry cleaner's closet with her hairdresser, Danny, who is a big business fan. I loved this.
I
like,
know,
"All right,
I
we
got
need to
that."
we need to pick different clothes I like. What about this one?" And he goes, "Looks like a blood clot."
I was like, oh,
Yes,
Danny
Danny.
knows. Danny knows.
I love a classic film quote. Is this how we come to the office? You look like a blood clot.
And then we go back to the hospital, and Russell, like, Gertie's still in surgery, and he's FaceTiming with Nicole and saying that she's not out yet. And Nicole's like, just keep me posted. And then we land on Julia cleaning Zorro, her dog. And Zorro does the big dog thing when dogs get wet, where they shake off the water, and it gets all over Julia. And Adriana's like, don't come near me, etc.
So they start talking about this Mother's Day party, and Julia's like,
Well, the after party was out of control.
and then it shows Julia kissing Kiki and then like kissing Lisa and being like,
We are
she holds her face. She's like,
we are on your team. Really, I'm on your team. Really.
Yeah.
and Lisa goes, are you trying to fuck me?
I've always wanted to have sex in a Honda. So Julia's like, well, you got there late, Adriana. And she's like, oh, yeah, tell me everything that happened before I entered the room. So she says how Alexis saw the place cards and saw the name Anna. And then, they realized who it was and they threw a tantrum and Marsold basically stormed out.
Oh my God. So they're running away like Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, the police is here. Oh, to me, that was the vibe. They're running.
And she's like, well, that's understandable. Like we all have things we don't want people to know about us. And there's people I don't want to sit at Mother's Day brunch with. But there's another question. Why is Anna there? Who invited her? Because you know about this confrontation coming, right?
And she's like, she was there because she wanted to put things in the clear. And Julia's like, oh, okay, right. She goes, but listen, look, my rule as your best friend is to tell you what I see. And that was supposed to be a beautiful lunch that you kind of ruined.
Right. It was like, you were not making it a peaceful lunch or bring more conflict. Adriana's like, oh, so you're coming at me, like, why did you do that? Like, you're acting like them right now. And that's when you know Adriana's lot. Like Julia's made a good point because Adriana does not want to accept it. So Julia's like, no, because I'm here in the middle watching. And like, I feel like we shouldn't be discussing Alexia's situation in front of everyone. She's our friend and I'm getting to know her and I like her. And then Adriana's face gets so angry. Adriana hates
She's like,
that.
you are devil's advocate right now. I'm leaving. So she gets all pissed off and storms out because Julia is not taking her side in this completely unwinnable, like, your side is wrong. Okay.
Like
now,
you were trying
as a
to out
person who
Alexia.
loves Bravo, your side is the best side because that shit was funny and that's for entertainment. Now, that said, also as a Bravo fan, pick the wrong horse on that one because your horse left before it even got out of the stable. It's like it opened the back door of the stable and left the stable. Pick a better horse.
Yeah, and also, the way that you have to introduce the horse to the group is that you have a little dinner and you invite Anna and there's like 3 people there and then Anna will share what she knows and the women will talk about it and then it gets back to Alexia and Alexia's like, I can't believe she's saying this, and then there has to be a party where it gets confronted. But you can't just bring Anna back after 10 years and just plop her down in the middle of a party and expect her just to go. You gotta like layer in the intrigue.
Or even if you're going to do it, then if you are going to do it that way, don't tell Nicole not to put everybody's names on the menus and then have Anna show up an hour after everybody else. Come on.
That too. So
then Anthony and Nicole have a scene of looking at every room of their gorgeous new $1 home. And talk about how much he loves to remodel and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, and they're just like, they work so well together because she just gets overwhelmed with all the decisions. So then he whittles it down to 3 options for everything. And then that way they really, like, he sees big picture and then she comes in later in the process. Guys, it's just a match made in heaven.
It's so nice not to have to make decisions around Anthony.
So then they start talking about the brunch.
The vibe's off here for me this year with these two. So then we intercut with Alexia and Frankie in their kitchen because Marsold comes over and they're going to talk about the Mother's Day slaughter.
So Alexia comes over. Marsold comes over. They're opening up champagne to celebrate. And there's like a lot of like hugs, like, hi, Frankie. And he's like, oh my God, you look beautiful. And there's a lot of like hugging. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe like we're actually like we survived. I can't believe, and look, we're like matching. We're like wearing the same mesh. We're matching. And the entire time the dog is just barking and barking and barking. And Alexia's like, I mean, this is like crazy. Like we have the same thing. And like we both were so angry. And it's like, shh, shh, shh. I cracked up. That was my favorite moment when Alexia shushed her dog and the way she was just like, oh my God, I love it. We're both like, she was like so happy. Like we're both wearing mesh tops and this is like crazy. Like we're both like, can you believe Anna? Like, shh. The way she had that like red, like that dog on her rage. Where you're like, shut the fuck up, dog. I'm trying to have a scene right now.
Oh, yeah, that didn't stand out to me because that's my life.
I was about to say, it probably didn't stand out to you because like you have a dog. But to me, I just love the way she just went from happy to be like, shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, it's like mom rage, you know. It's similar to where it's like you're young and your mom's like, oh my God, so good to meet you. So you just moved down the street? Oh my God, you guys are shut the fuck up right now. I'm gonna fucking kill you when you're Oh yeah.
I
okay,
died.
we'll come over whenever you need it.
Just Alexia shushing the dog. Just the way that she does it. The conviction in which she shushes the dog. You have to be quiet. You don't even know how lucky you are to be in this house right now.
So then back to Nicole and Anthony. Nicole's like, oh my God. So like they ran from the lunch. And he goes, Yeah, well, I had lunch with a client and I ran into them. Marisol just keeps showing up at places I'm having lunch at.
It's true.
Pretty weird. Aiming her iPhone at me, but I'm sure it was just casual.
And so yeah, and Nicole's like, yeah, the lunch didn't even have a chance to start. Alexia was like, you don't know what she's done to us, and I'm like, no, I don't know what she's done to you guys because no one's ever talked about it. It wasn't around. It was like I wasn't around 10 years ago. I still don't understand the problem between them. But I've never seen Alexia and Marisol so flustered.
So still, Nicole has not really asked anybody or Googled to find out what the problem was. I'm just sorry.
To be fair, is there like a huge Google history on like Marisol and Anna having a feud?
Well, the podcast, I mean, all you have to do is Google the fight and the podcast comes up. I mean, it's a big podcast, you know? So, Mary's, I mean, I would guess I'm saying that like, all you have to do. I haven't, but if I was in the, show, I probably would Google it. Or I guess you would have to really care because Nicole just doesn't probably. So, let's see. So then back to Marisol. She's like, oh my God, like it's local. She pretended she didn't know who Anna was when she said multiple times, I talked to Anna, but I'm not going to repeat any of those things unless I have proof, etc., etc. So we see a clip of the reunion again. And Alexia's like, this is Alexia the detective. I love when Alexia's like, oh, hold on. Duru, 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 duru. Alexia News Network. Duru, 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 duru. Here's what happened. First thing is Mother's Day brunch, and her mother wasn't there. That's my first red flag. Because she didn't want her mother around when everybody's fighting. There, boom, mystery solved. Doo-doo. Thanks for watching the news.
I mean, you think her mother wasn't there because she knew that this was going to blow up. So this is watching them spin their own conspiracy theory is hilarious. And Alexa's like, 100% Marsold. And she didn't want her mom to be part of this at all. And then they were like in a confessional together and say that they just want Nicole to admit that she was behind this all.
Muy mentirosa, muy mentirosa. So Nicole is like, I feel bad because Gertie had her surgery. She goes into surgery and that's like her last thing before the surgery. I want to get her a gift. And Anthony's like, champagne? No, Anthony. Coke. Kane? Anthony,
what about
no.
An airplane? Should we get her an airplane? No, I was thinking like flowers.
So this is so sweet too. So Gertie gets her surgery and we see her coming home and just her family loving her and giving her gifts and her just crying and telling them, I'm okay.
It was lovely. And her kids put out like all these, these little cards and stuff. And Gertie was saying that like she was obviously happy to see her sons and stuff, but she was like, she loved the trinkets that they did in the drawings and little Gatorades. Remind me of when I was a kid. Like that's the sort of stuff I would like for Mother's Day. I would find some sort of dollar trinket and like be like, here, it's a pencil sharpener, and like that's all you really know what to do. And so that reminded me of that, and it just was so sweet. And now she has to find out, if her margins are clear, if her lymph nodes are negative. And Gertie is just like afraid that she's going to need chemo. She's hoping that she can just stick with radiation. And it just sort of ends on this really lovely scene. And again, Russell is just being such a wonderful, supportive husband. I just love the way he kind of just like hugs and kisses her. Like this, it's just really, just so sweet. I hope it doesn't become one of these situations where next season it's like Russell cheated. But it was very lovely. And no, I don't.
I would be surprised. I would be shocked. Most of the husbands on this show, these shows in general, Real Housewives in general, I'm not really shocked by anything. I would be shocked by that.
I'd be shocked by that.
Yeah, that would be huge.
But it's all very lovely. And then what I was also delighted by, I'm not sure if this is the first time, but it's the first time I noticed that then when we go to the preview for next week, Kiki says, next time on the Real Housewives of Miami. And I was like, wow, they gave Kiki the next time on the Real Housewives of Miami line. I always love that. I don't know why Kiki's not a full-time cast member, but maybe it's for the best. Maybe like Kiki's role really is more just like side character. Maybe her full-time life is not as compelling.
Who knows? But whatever formula they're sticking with right now is working.
I know. The show is so good. I feel like the show has just been like, Salt Lake City has been so on fire that it really has just sort of made the other shows seem maybe less on fire. But the truth is, this show has been totally on fire. I just feel like I'm just distracted by Salt Lake City at all times. But I feel like people should be giving this show its due. And I feel like people do give it its due. But like Bravo has moved it late in the evening, putting Girls Trip after Beverly Hills. And I don't think that's the right thing to do. I think that like a fresh episode of Miami deserves to have a spot behind Beverly Hills. And then you put Girls Trip after that, because the Girls Trip episode's already old by the time it gets on to Bravo.
Oh, is that what they did last night? I thought Beverly Hills was right before this last night.
Maybe they changed. Maybe they switched maybe they switched it back last night. But the past few weeks it was like that. They're just trying to obviously get eyeballs on Girls Trip, which I understand. But like, let's
to the detriment.
Let's make sure Miami gets the love that it deserves, because it is such a rock solid franchise.
Yeah, it really is. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being here. We will be back, speaking of, with Girls Trip later this week and Southern Charm. Join us, won't you? We'll talk to you guys later.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch. It's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.